So I'm Greg.
And I'm Barry.
And today we're going to talk a little bit about some cool coffee stuff. So today we brewed up some coffee from a friend of mine, Rob, from Metanoia Coffee. You should check them out on Instagram. This is Ethiopia Yirgacheffe Koke and an El Salvador Cartagena. The Koke is actually some coffee he bought from us, some green coffee he bought from us a little while ago. It's probably one of my favorite coffees that we have. The Cartagena is something that I've not had, and in this blend it really shows off well. So cheers, Rob.
Yeah, I'll have Rob's coffee in honor of him since he couldn't make it today. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. It tastes like hot. I had a little bit of this earlier and it reminded me of a chocolate covered berry farm.
Yeah, I don't get the berries or the farm. I do get the hot though.
It is now all hot. As it cools, you do get some of those berry notes, but right now,
now it's
just fire. It's drinking fire.
So we're talking about flavor pairings today, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is Barry. He's our master drink come up with her. He's our drink engineer.
That's what's on my business card.
He also
drink come up with her. That's a joke.
He also manages pretty much everything that happens up front and makes sure our website works. So he's the dude that makes it all come together.
I'm usually behind the camera. Not today.
Not today.
So with drinks, a lot of the drinks that you see on our menu, I've came up with. Not all of them. Some of them are Greg's inspiration, and some are from the guests that come into Anchor. But most of them I've came up with. And there's a formula that I use to make a lot of the drinks. The theory behind it is the coffee should be the primary flavor in the drink. We're Anchor Coffee, after all. But we don't want drinks that doesn't let that coffee shine through. So a lot of our drinks are very balanced. You'll have those extra flavors, but you'll still be able to taste the coffee, and it's the predominant thing there. So a lot of what we do is balance.
So Barry, what are some of your favorite drinks on the menu right now that we've got, and maybe what's some of the inspiration behind each one?
The Cafe Limon's still on the menu. It's more of a summer drink, but it's a very popular drink. It's very simple. That's one of my favorite ones to talk about, balance-wise, and where it came up, where I came up with the idea. So we've got right here the Coffee Taster's Flavor Wheel from the SEAA, the most recent one, and it's got all the flavors that you can pick out in coffee. It's used primarily in cupping coffees to just get an idea of what the flavors in those coffees are. Like we mentioned a little while ago in this cup of hot, when it cools, it should taste like a chocolate-covered berries, since
Yes.
it's got the Koke and that El Salvador in there. The blend of those two, the Koke is predominantly some berry flavors, and the El Salvador's got those chocolatey notes. So Greg was talking just now about how we make our blends of coffee, and how each coffee predominantly has one major note that shines through above all the rest. Now with the blends, he's thinking about the end goal, right? But what kind of cup he wants to create out of those coffees. We do the same thing with the the drinks that we make on the bar side of it. So the Cafe Limon, we had an idea in mind of where we wanted to go, and we chose those ingredients to meet that end. And we found those ingredients by looking at the flavor wheel to see which ones are already in the coffee. So our Cafe Limon is cold brew coffee and lemonade that we make in-house. It's got a sugared rim and a squeeze of lemon on top. It's a very simple drink. It's two main ingredients really. It's like the Arnold Palmer with tea and lemonade, but with coffee. It was done very intentionally, and the ratios were matched to make sure that the coffee shined through over the lemonade in the drink. We found that lemon is on this flavor wheel, so it's already in the coffee. There's a lot of coffees that have lemon as a bright flavor because of that acidity. Typically, when we say acidity in coffees, it's that lemon flavor that we're talking about. And it's in a lot of them, so it's really easy to pair some lemon with coffees. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily with milk. It doesn't work very well with milk.
One of the cool things about the lemon flavor, so like with the cold brew that we use, it's actually our Admiral blend, which is Sumatra and a Costa Rican. It'll always have two part, like a part Indonesian and a part Central American, mainly because the Central American coffees typically have those lemon lime acidities or brighter characteristic coffees. While Indonesian coffees are typically chocolatey and more earthy, and sometimes have a little bit of like appley currant kind of acidity, but still they always focus more on those chocolatey notes. So one of the things when coming up with our cold brew to make drinks is we wanted something that was well balanced, that had both acidity and that earthiness. And the Admiral blend was perfect for that, which translates well into drinks like the Cafe Limon.
Yeah, it creates a nice balance. It creates a nice base, rather, not balance. And we can do a lot with because of all those different avenues that we can pair things through. A lot of the things that we make have maybe a max of 4 ingredients. Once you get more than 4, it just starts getting confusing to your palate on what you're tasting.
Rob just showed up online, sorry.
Oh, cool. Hey, Rob.
Yo, Rob. This is amazing. I love it. I think it's perfect.
I'm starting to taste the chocolate covered berry farm now instead of hot. So a couple of the other ones, taking that same idea in mind as having the coffee as a base, it's not just with cold drinks. We do the same thing with hot drinks too. A lot of hot drinks have milk incorporated with them, or some kind of a thick dairy product.
Sometimes half and half.
Yeah. We don't have too many hot drinks that don't have that in there. Not to say it can't be done, it's just it's easier. Milk pairs really well with coffee.
Yeah.
The challenge comes in trying to find another flavor that will pair well with both milk and coffee. Lemons don't really work.
Yeah, we have went down that road and it was sticky
Or crunchy.
or chewy. It was something.
Yeah, it starts curdling the milk. Bad things happen. However, as it's only the acidity in that lemon, I have found a way to pair lemons with. I can make a lemon latte.
No way.
Yeah, have you had it?
No, I've not.
Yeah, I can make a lemon latte.
Holy crap.
And it won't curdle.
Is it made with lemon peel?
It's made with lemon peel.
Ah.
Yeah. It's the acidity in the juice that
Yeah.
curdles the milk. The peel doesn't. So if you take the peel and grind it, or not grind it, but just zest it, or slice off just in slivers, you can get that lemony flavor in the latte and the milk also.
Heck yeah. So one of my favorite coffee drinks that we have on the menu right now would have to be the creme brulee latte.
That one's cool. It was really popular last year. It's a seasonal drink. We only bring it in in the winter. But why is it cool? Why do you like it?
Well, for one, it's essentially just a vanilla latte, but we take brown sugar and put it on top and set it on fire, and it freaks people out because we're setting things on fire in our coffee shop. But it's still not overpoweringly sweet. Even though there's like a shot of vanilla and you've got all this sugar on top, it's still like coffee forward with this nice like clean sweetness. Mm-hmm. Now, we developed that last year.
We did.
And
that one wasn't just a berry drink. It was kind of, we did that in a collaboration.
Yeah,
with each other.
What were some of the things you were thinking of when you were coming up with some of the parts of that, like
Fire.
Yeah,
I wanted fire.
essentially one day Barry's like, hey, I want to set stuff on fire. We need to do this. And he's like, I don't know about that. He's like, we need to do this. We need to do this.
We need fire.
Like, well, what's in a creme brulee? Fire.
Yeah, I did a quick search for drinks with fire or food with fire, and the first thing that came up was a creme brulee. And I thought, man, that's a cool idea.
Yeah.
Let's see where that takes us.
And it took us down a great and wonderful road, because now we set a lot of things on fire.
Yeah, we do. What we've learned though, so how that drink works, you got a vanilla latte as the base, and that's good on its own. Mm-hmm. It's a classic. People love just a plain Jane vanilla latte. But the top bit, when we put the brown sugar on top and brulee that, we caramelize the sugar, and the foam, the latte foam that's on top of the drink, actually turns into the consistency of a toasted marshmallow, like a perfectly toasted marshmallow. The brown sugar plays a part. Like I said, it caramelizes on top. If you don't have that, you just set it on fire and you get burn bits.
Ooh.
It's not as great.
Speaking of burn bits, when we first started working on the creme brulee latte, not the creme brulee latte, when we first started working on the smortato, which is one of our new drinks, I set that mess on fire. I set that mess on fire, and it straight up wouldn't go out. And then, of course, I tried to blow it out, marshmallow went everywhere. How did we fix that?
The smortato's on like version 17 or something ridiculous. It's a simple idea. We took s'mores and put it in a drink. But all those flavors, again, they pair well. So it's got chocolate, espresso, milk, graham cracker around the rim of it, and a toasty marshmallow on top. We knew the marshmallow would work because the creme brulee latte worked from last year. The chocolate is a classic. People love them some mocha. So mocha already pairs well with a latte of sorts. So all those would mix together quite well. And graham crackers, that's just a natural extension. If you look through on the flavor wheel up in this area here, you'll find brown sugar. Yeah, somewhere in here. Yeah, right there. Brown sugar.
Brown sugar. We found
Brown
it.
sugar and cinnamon, and that's the flavors that's inside a graham cracker. So we knew all the flavors would work. We just had to figure out how to make them work in a drink.
It was definitely fun because we immediately started like playing around with it. It was like, okay, well, let's drop some chocolate in here, get it nice and whatever, get it to mix well with espresso, then do the milk, and then we threw on like a marshmallow on top. It was like, hey, let's set this thing on fire. Guess what happens? The marshmallow catches on fire and doesn't stop. So Barry's like, you probably should have let the marshmallows sit in the coffee or let it pour over top of it or whatever. That way it melts a little bit already and it's wet.
So I used to manage Applebee's, and a few years back, they may still have this item. I don't know. I don't eat there anymore. I'm kind of burnt out on it, but I digress. They had this item that called a churro. and it was pre-made, and you would fry it and come out and cover it with brown sugar. And there was a dipping sauce that was Hershey's chocolate covered with marshmallows on top, and they would take that dipping sauce and stick it into their melter and toast the top of the dipping sauce. And that was kind of in my mind with this drink. So the first iteration of the Smortato, I took just a mound of small marshmallows and stuffed it on top of a Gibraltar glass and just mounded it up. And took the blowtorch and attempted to toast them. And what I learned, I should have realized, when you take marshmallows and introduce fire to them, they have a tendency to set on fire. So I had this flaming ball of marshmallow just sitting here on my Gibraltar glass.
Can't drink it.
Can't drink it.
Can't touch it. You can't even really get close to it because those flames are like, a couple inches off the top of that thing.
Yeah, it's turning black and it's not that cool.
It starts to smell weird.
So we moved on to a little bit smaller. We mixed we put just one big marshmallow on top. And then Greg had the experience he was just talking about. So we learned the marshmallow needs to be coated with something. So if you take it in and mix around with the crema of the espresso, that's just enough where it will not catch on fire. It's wet enough where it'll just toast and melt nice and perfect.
And another iteration, probably the final fix of the drink is we were running into some issues where it wasn't a flavor thing, but it was an aroma thing. Where, like, right when you stick the thing to your nose, it smells like just burnt. It doesn't smell like a s'more. It doesn't smell like a toasted marshmallow. It just like had this like burny, like smoky flavor. The drink still tasted fine. Everything was good, but it was just like burnt.
Yeah, that's what you want. Carbon.
Yeah, and we were like, man, what in the world is the smell? Why can't we get rid of it? Genius over here gets some brown sugar and does the creme brulee latte thing, and for some reason fixed our problem.
Yeah, it fixed it. Again, we're not burning the top bits.
Yeah,
it caramelizes over the top, so you get the nice toasty bits.
It literally saves the drink and makes it amazing. It's my favorite. I have a lot of my favorite drinks. I don't really like super sweet drinks, but
yeah, it's cheating.
Yeah,
it's cheating. Like all those second wave coffee shops with the 5,000 different syrups in the back that can add to anything.
When there's a purple syrup that says purple on it, you've got a problem. When you can get vanilla and vanilla bean and French vanilla and like vanilla Lin and like I don't know, cotton smell lattes.
Cotton smell.
If it's like you're going into a
fresh laundry.
The fresh. If your coffee shop looks like a candle shop, you've got a problem.
It's just cheating. Like there's no thought that goes into the drink, and the craftsmanship of the drink.
And it just like if you look at coffee as a whole, and like from farming, from the seeds that are put in the ground to like picking and then roasting, like if there's a breakdown between that first like seed to roaster, and it gets in your cup of coffee, and it has to be covered up with like 10 million different flavors and like 2 pounds of sugar, then why are you even at the coffee shop anyways? Like, why are you even in the coffee business? You're in the flavor business at that point. You're in the syrup business.
Yeah, you sell sugar.
You're literally selling flavor caffeine.
That's okay. That's what some people want, but I still stand. It's cheating. Yeah. There's no thought.
Y'all are
it.
cheaters.
So that's another thing we wanted to avoid. A lot of our drinks are not too sweet. The only time we really had the sugar to it is as a bridge flavor to bridge two other flavors together,
Yeah.
so everything meshes.
Don't be a patriot. We know some people like to deflate the footballs, just like some people like to cheat with sugar.
There are probably more changes in January.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Well, cheers, sir.
And then the
Coffee and flavor.
Yeah.